we're trying to make sure that the numbers that are being reported make sense and that we're moving in the right direction. So it is both an accounting and an audit job, effectively, that's been done.
The committee's role is to an extent an independent arbiter. It's the government has set it up precisely to oversee and feed back into its proposals, and essentially is asking us, are these things realistic? Are they feasible? How on track are we? What do we need to do?
So the government has set targets and is responsible for monitoring those targets. But in addition to that, obviously, they run the public sector, which obviously has a big carbon footprint as well. And they're responsible for implementing plans to ensure that the public sector itself is able to conform to the targets as well. So it has a dual role.
The initial proposal is very ambitious, and we recognize that. So we are seeking, and hopefully over time we will have more data to be able to better model and make predictions based on that.
The Minister asked us for a progress report, and we were unable to provide the response he required because we don't have the data available, so we cannot say how we're progressing. So instead, in our response, what we did was consider the actual strategy and provide some advice, because obviously there are experts on the committee on where we feel additional work can be done. We also commented on the funding and the resources, and we feel that it's under the response is under-resourced and underfunded, and this is an area that should be looked at and considered.
This is very much something which has to involve the entirety of the community. It's about changing the mindset, it's about changing the way we do things, so that when it comes, because it is coming, and these changes are happening, even if we can moderate their impact, we will be better prepared to tackle them rather than catching us by surprise.
I think right now we're not seeing a response from the business community to climate change as such. I mean, there is a lot of talk about ESG disclosures, but there is no requirement in Gibraltar at present to provide those disclosures. I think it's important that the government considers implementing that, because once you require people by law to report how they are progressing in respect to making their businesses or progressing toward net zero, people will start putting those plans in place. And so we recommend, as one of the recommendations we have, is that the government do consider introducing these ESG disclosures to Gibraltar. But it's not all negative. I think as a community, as a finance centre, we can reposition Gibraltar as a green economy, and that will attract investment into Gibraltar, because we're seeing it in other jurisdictions. So I think we need to look at this from the positive perspective and think of it, if we invest in this, we will reap the rewards as well.